wring her neck. I could just wring it.
Why? What'd she do?
She lied. She sat in that hospital room and shamelessly lied to old Granddaddy. She just went on and on, telling such untrue stories and lies.
Well, what? What'd she say?
Well, first of all, she said she was going to have an RCA record coming out with her picture on the cover, eating pineapples under a palm tree.
Oh, well, gosh, Lenny, maybe she is. Don't you think she really is?
Babe, she sat here this very afternoon telling me how all she's done this whole summer is work as a clerk for a dog food company.
Oh, shoot, I'm disappointed.
Then she goes on to say that she'll be appearing on the Johnny Carson show in 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks' time? Old Granddaddy's got a TV set right in his room. Imagine what a letdown that's going to be.
Why, mercy me.
Then she said the reason she didn't use the money he sent to come home Christmas was because she was right in the middle of a huge multi-million-dollar motion picture and was just under too much pressure.
My word.
The movie's coming out this spring. It's called Singing in a Shoe Factory, but she only has a small leading role, not a large leading role.
For heaven's sake.
I'm sizzling. I just can't help it. I'm sizzling.
Sometimes Meg does such strange things.
Who ate this candy?
Meg?
My one birthday present. And look what she does. She's taken one little piece. Taken one little bite out of each piece and put it back in. That is just like her. That is just like her!
Lenny, please.
I can't help it. It gets me mad. It gets me upset. Meg's always run wild. She started smoking and drinking when she was 14 years old. Never made good grades, never made her own bed. But somehow, she always seemed to get what she wanted. She's the one who got a store-bought dress for her senior prom and singing and dancing lessons. Do you remember how Meg got 12 golden jingle bells on her petticoats when we were only allowed to wear 3 apiece? Why? Why should Grandma let her sew 12 golden jingle bells on her petticoats and us only 3?
I don't know, maybe because she didn't jingle them as much.
I can't help it. It gets me mad. I resent it. I do.
Don't resent Meg. Things have been hard for Meg. After all, she's the one who found Mama.
I know she's the one who found Mama. That's always been the excuse.
But I tell you, Lenny, after it happened, Meg started doing all sorts of these strange things.
She did. Like what?
Like things I never wanted to tell you about.
What sort of things?
Well, for instance, back when we used to go over to the library, Meg would spend all her time reading and looking through this old black book called Diseases of the Skin. It was full of the most sickening pictures you ever saw. Things like rotting away noses and eyeballs drooping off down the sides of people's faces, scabs and sores, eaten away places all over all parts of people's bodies.
Babe, please, that's enough.
Well, anyway, she'd spend all her time just forcing herself to look through this book. Why, it was the same way she'd force herself to look up at the poster of crippled children stuck up in the window at Dixieland Drugs. You know, the one where they want you to give a dime. Well, she'd stand there and stare at their eyes and look at the braces on their little crippled up legs. Then she'd purposely go and spend her dime on a double scoop ice cream cone and eat it all down. She'd say to me, "See, I can stand it. I can stand it. Just look how I'm going to be able to stand it."
It's awful.
She said she was afraid of being a weak person. I guess because she'd cried in bed every night for so long.
Well, I guess you'd have to be pretty hard of a person to be able
Oh, shoot, it wasn't Meg's fault that hurricane wiped Biloxi away. I never understood why people were blaming all that on Meg. Just because that roof fell in and crunched Doc's leg, it wasn't her fault.
Well, it was Meg who refused to evacuate. Jim Craig and some of Doc's other friends were all down there, and they kept trying to get everyone to evacuate, but Meg refused. She wanted to stay on because she thought a hurricane would be, I don't know, a lot of fun. Then she waited Doc into staying there with her. She said she'd marry him if he'd stay.
Well, he had a mind of his own. He could have gone.
But he didn't. Because he loved her. And then, after the roof caved in and they got into the high school gym, Meg just left him there for California.